Okay, so I just took a look at this page. It's not going to be faster, but whatever. So we've got question 12. The base of a right prism has an area of 32.5 square feet. If the prism has a volume of 572 cubic feet, what's the height? So what's the formula for volume of a right prism? It is going to be area of the base times height. This pen is too thick. So the area of the base we know, it's 32.5 square feet. And with the volume we know, it's 572 cubic feet. And these are already in feet, right? Square feet and cubic feet, but still just feet. So that's great. So if we know volume and we know area of the base, we just need to know h. So if we're trying to find h, we can divide both sides by a. So the height will be equal to our volume, 572 cubic feet, divided by the area of the base, which they just told us, 332.5 square feet. Out of these two cancel out two of those, and we're left with just 1 foot unit, and 572 over 32.5 is 17.6. So we would shoot right there, B, 17.6. Number 13, determine the volume of this pyramid. We have yards, yards, and yards. Those all match up, and our units down here are cubic yards. Okay, great. Nothing tricky waiting for me there. So if I'm looking for this one, I'm going to use the volume formula for a pyramid, which is I'm going to take the area of the base, multiply it by the height, and because it's a pyramid, I'm going to divide it by 3. So the area of the base is 1 yard by 1.2 yards. So these two together get me the area of the base. And the height is this line right here, 15 yards. And if we divide by 3, we'll get the volume. So we take 1 times 1.2 times 15, divide by 3, and we get, exactly 6. Although here it'll be 6.0. And yards times yards, yards times yards times yards is cubic yards. We get 6 cubic yards. Number 14. What's the surface area of the right pyramid to the nearest square millimeter? This is millimeter, 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 millimeter. Okay, great. All of our units match. Nothing to trip us up. We just want surface area. And for surface area, we just need to make sure we've got the right idea about this shape. So this shape is a pyramid that has a square as the base. Yeah, it's 9 by 9. It's a square. So this is 9 millimeters across. And if we unfold all of the sides, we have a triangle out here, a triangle out here, a triangle out here, and a triangle out here. And we know each of these lines here, 9, 9, 9. And we also know the height of this. The height of it is 11 millimeters. The height of the pyramid is 11 millimeters. In order to find the surface area, we need to find the area of this square, which is easy. It's 9 by 9. It's 81 square millimeters. But we also need to find the area of all of these triangles. These triangles are all the same, so that's great. But we need to find out how to get the area of this triangle. So if we're looking at this triangle, we know this is 9, but we don't know this line here. We don't know. We do know the line from the base of the pyramid up to the top is 11, but we don't know how far from the tip down to the edge, like down along the side, like if we had water draining off the side of this pyramid, down to here. We don't know how big this line is, and we need that for height of the triangle. So if we look at this pyramid from the side, we might see something like, I don't know, something like this. Try to draw as isosceles as I can, but it's not going to be great. And we know that this line here is the height of the whole pyramid, and that's 11. So I'm looking here at the 3D shape and just like rotated it so that it's facing sort of, it's all hidden behind here. So we know this line down here is 9. And if we look at this line here as 11, and that line across the whole bottom is 9, I really care about the 4.5 millimeters that make up one right triangle. So one right triangle here will let me use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out how long that line is. So that line is the hypotenuse. So by the Pythagorean theorem, we can do a squared plus b squared is c squared. A and b, I don't care which one. I'll just pick one. 11 millimeters and 4.5 millimeters. Both of these guys got to get squared. It's equal to c squared. So if I take 11 squared, that's 121. If I take 4.5 squared, that's what, a bit less than 20. Add them together, I get 141.25 square millimeters equals c squared. And then if I take the root of both, all the way over there, root of both sides, I can get c. So if I'm looking just for c, I take the root of 141.25 and I get 11.88 and a bunch of other junk. 11.88 millimeters. And this is not the precise number. Keep the whole number in your calculator. So now we know the height of the triangle. So for the height of the triangle, which is 11.88, so this one right here is 11.88 millimeters, and we know the base of the triangle, which is 9. Now we know all of the dimensions we need to figure out this shape. We know that there are 4 of these triangles, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all the same. And there's 1 of the square on the bottom. So we got 4, we're adding these two. We got 4 area of a triangle. So area of a triangle is base times height. Base times height over 2. And for a square, it's just side squared. So this is 4 times, what's our base? 9 millimeters. Our height is 11.88 millimeters, and divide by 2. I'm just going to do that right now. 11.88 times 9 divided by 2. Each of these triangles has an area of 53.48. Square millimeters. And altogether, if there's 4 of them, that's 213.93 square millimeters. And for the squares, there's just one of them, which is just side squared, which is just 9 millimeters squared. It's squared, which 9 times 9 is 81. I'll just write it way over here. Hang on. I'll make it go right underneath. 81 millimeters squared. And if I add up the areas from the triangles and the area from the square, I should get the total surface area, which is 294.93 square millimeters. And that is the closest to the nearest square millimeter. If I round it, it's going to be B, 295. So I had this pyramid. They gave me enough information to figure it out, but they didn't give me everything directly. They gave me the information about finding the square, nice and easy. But for the triangles, I had to recognize that the height they gave me here is the height of the pyramid, and I can use that information to find the slant height of the pyramid, the height of the triangles that make it up along the side. And if I want to find surface area, that's what I need to know, is how far is that? And it's a bit longer, 11.88. Okay, stop this video, make one for the next page.